James and Jennifer Crumbley, the parents of Oxford High School shooting suspect Ethan Crumbley, were in court today for a probable cause hearing. Each are charged 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter in that shooting. Mid-Michigan Now anchor Stephanie Parkinson joins me in the studio. Stephanie, what happened in court?
Well, at one point during this court hearing, Dave, Mr. Crumbley mouthed to his wife, "I love you." Now, keep in mind, both of the parents are still behind bars in the Oakland County Jail. Their bonds, they're set at $1 million collectively, and those are cash bonds that we're talking about there. The couple's accused of giving their son, 15-year-old Oxford school shooting suspect, access to a gun that was allegedly used to shoot 11 people at Oxford High School, killing 4 students. Today in court, the Oakland County prosecutor asked for more time. Karen McDonald wants to postpone until February to give enough time to collect more evidence. Now, when it does happen, though, that next hearing will be key because it would decide if the Crumbleys will face trial on those involuntary manslaughter charges. The prosecutor for Oakland County says they're turning over what evidence they do have to the defense, which the defense didn't argue with, but said new evidence just keeps coming in.
Received another 40 gigabytes of data consisting of additional reports, recordings of witness interviews, surveillance videos, and witness statements, all of which must be reviewed and tendered. So we do not have all of the discovery. We approximate we probably have a third of it.
And again, the defense attorneys for the Crumbleys agreed with postponing the court proceedings for now. The judge then did agree to move them for the preliminary exam now to be set for February 8th, but stressed all parties should be ready on that day. The defense also today asked the judge for an earlier hearing before February to address the issue of bond, saying they plan to file a motion within a week to try and lower the bond for the Crumbleys, something they've already brought up before. January 7th hearing is what was set by the judge where bond will be addressed. That is if the defense attorneys do file that motion that they mentioned they would do today. 29 states across the country have identified the Omicron variant. Now, Michigan has confirmed 3 cases. We already knew about the one in Kent County, but 2 more were confirmed today. Mid-Michigan Now's Courtney Bennett has been looking into this. She joins us now. So, Courtney, the question is, where specifically are these new cases?
Stephanie, what I know right now is that these new cases are in Genesee County. According to the county health department, the 2 people identified have very mild symptoms and both are recovering at home. While this variant is still relatively new, County Health Department Medical Health Officer Pamela Hackert says this new variant is very contagious. Here's what we know right now about this variant in Genesee County. Both of the people traveled domestically. They are adults between the ages of 18 and 64. One tested positive on December 1st and the other tested positive on December 2nd. They were not hospitalized. Dr. Pamela Hackert says while this variant is very contagious, symptoms are not what we have seen before.
If we look at what's happened in other parts of the world where Omicron is spread more readily there, you do see the case count going up, but the good news is we aren't really seeing the hospitalizations go up. So we're hoping that this is a mild variant that it appears to be.
Now, the symptoms of the Omicron variant is similar to the traditional flu, according to Dr. Hackert, with a cough, fatigue, and nasal congestion. The health department says they are asking people to get the vaccine and the booster shot. While the vaccine is not 100% preventative against the virus because there are still breakthrough cases, the health department says the shots prevent serious illness and death.
Copycat threats have been increasing across the state. These are minors, and the charges are serious. Mid-Michigan Now's Courtney Bennett talked to 2 psychologists about children understanding these consequences.
Young kids don't necessarily have the executive functioning that it requires to limit impulsivity, have good decision-making skills.
According to child psychologists, a brain is not fully developed until someone is 25 years old. Children who are making these threats might not fully understand the consequences they are facing.
We also have to remember that really young people don't understand that language, that there is prison time involved with making these threats. Young people are like, I'm getting the day off of school, and that's really exciting. And so we need parents to be that middle person.
Similar to Lisa Bruder, Dr. Dan Doolin, who is a clinical psychologist at Mott Children's Health Center, says now is the time for parents to talk to their children about how serious these threats are.
Because kids use behavior to communicate. And again, they're prone to these lapses in judgment and will say dramatic things.
The biggest thing parents can do right now is help their child identify what their real feeling is. Dr. Doolin says children are children, but a conversation needs to be had.
Frame the threat or a statement as inappropriate, unacceptable. You're not allowed to talk like that. You must never take any of those actions. But let's talk about what you're feeling, what's causing you to say these things.
Right now, Dr. Doolin says they have seen an influx of child patients, but this started during the pandemic. And now with the anxiety over the Oxford shooting, they are having conversations with their patients on how to process these events.